All right. Some of you did the homework. Alhamdulillah. Well, I didn't look at it though. Subhanallah. I just remembered to look at the homework right before this lesson, and then someone called me. Subhanallah wa bihamdi. So I didn't see it. Inshallah, may Allah reward you. I'll take a look at it. And inshallah, if there's any benefits to be shared in the lesson, we'll share them, inshallah. And I'll get back to whoever gave me their homework. Inshallah. Okay. So this chapter forces me to slow down. That's a good thing. Because as I'm reading and I see what I have here to go over with you, it's like I'm ready to put my foot I was ready to smash the gas pedal down, but I cannot. So, inshallah, yeah, I've reviewed all of what we've taken so far about the Mithaal. And you know about when the wow is omitted from the Mithaal. So you need to know that. That needs to be clear for you. And if you have any question, feel free to ask, please. Even if we already covered it, still ask. And that's what all the talk here is about. This wow, the wow of the Mithaal wawi. When will it be there? When will it not be there? And so, continuing from where we left off, trusting that you have studied and understood the lesson, and building on that, the author says, may Allah have mercy upon him, وَتَثْبُتُ فِي يَفْعَلُ بِالْفَتْحِ كَوَجِلَ يَوْجَلُ. And it is confirmed or stays firm. The wow, that is, in the pattern of yaf'al. In the pattern of yaf'al. What were we talking about? Yaf'il. Because the wow falls between a ya and a kasra. The wow gets omitted. What about yaf'al? And what about yaf'ul? He told us here, وَتَثْبُتُ فِي يَفْعَل بِالْفَتْحِ. When the mudari' is yaf'al with the fatha on the ayn, then the wow will remain. كَوَجِلَ يَوْجَل, like wajila, yawjal, yani wajila khafa. Now, the meaning of wajila is khafa, to be scared. That's past tense. Yawjal, to be scared or to be afraid. That's present tense. What did the angels say to Ibrahim alayhi salatu wassalam when he offered them food because he didn't know they were angels? And then they did not react to being offered food. And so he became suspicious of them. Because if an enemy came to your house to harm you, he is not interested in eating your food. So then when he became suspicious of them or apprehensive of them, they said to him, La tawjal. That's what's in the Quran. La tawjal, fear not. So an example is wajila yawjalu. The wow is firm there. Wal amru minhu jal. And the command, the imperative verb from wajila yawjal is ijal, ijal. That's if I just isolate the word. If I isolate the word, I'm going to say ijal. Asluhu iujal. قلبت الواو ياء لسكونها وانكسار ما قبلها. So, the origin of that is iujal with this wow here. So when you say ijal, there's a ya here. The origin of that is iujal with the wow because we are talking about Mithaal wawi. And what happened to this wow? Kulibatil wow ya. The wow was flipped. Flipped. Remember, qalb is one of the main occurrences in Sarf. If you learned some tajweed, you know a little bit about qalb. Doesn't the noon flip into a meme when there's a bat? That's called iqlab. There's qalb there. So this is qalb too, flipping. So the wow, that's the original letter, flips into a ya. Why? Li sukuniha, because of the wow having a sukun. Wan kisari ma qablaha, and because what's before that having a kasra. So what are these letters called here? They are called huruful illah. Defective letters, unstable letters. Maybe unstable here. Why? Because they don't stay firm. They flip into each other. Wow and ya and alif, they turn into each other. And hamza can jump in there too. But hamza is not a harf illa, it's a harf sihha. Hamza is a sound letter. Okay. So let's take a look at what's going on here. So we have wajila. Bismillah. Past tense. What is the pattern of wajila, please? Tell me, please. Waznu wajila. Ma waznu wajila. Here's the question. Ma waznu wajila. Ma waznu wajila. What is the pattern of wajila? 5.
Fa'ila.
Fa'ila, correct. Okay. And then the mudari' is yawjalu. Wajila yawjalu. Now, why? If you remember, whenever you have the maldi fa'ila, this is from one of the very first lessons in the beginning of the book, the mudari' will be yaf'alu. And sometimes will be yaf'ilu. Sometimes the mudari of fa'ila is yaf'alu with the fatha. You can rely on that. If you found yourself with a mawdi, which is fa'ila, and you don't know the mudari and you're talking to someone, then take the chance and make the mudari with a fatha. You'll probably be right. But the mawdi, the mudari of fa'ila can be yaf'ilu and will never be yaf'ulu, if you remember that. Will never be yaf'ulu. Shall I remind you very, very quickly? Fa'ala, fa'ila, fa'ula, yaf'alu, yaf'ilu, yaf'ulu. So, fa'ala, what's the mudari of fa'ala? The mudari of fa'ala is yaf'ulu or yaf'ilu and could be yaf'alu with condition. What's the mudari of fa'ila? Mudari of fa'ila is yaf'alu and could be yaf'ilu, never yaf'ulu. And what's the mudari of fa'ula? Yaf'ulu only. Okay. So here we are. We have wajila yawjalu. There's nothing strange here. Nothing shav here so far. Yani, we'll see. We're going to see if there's anything shav to come. Any anomaly will appear. Let's see. Wajila yawjalu, and then so. How do you get the command? The command comes from the mudari, right? Where does mudari come from? Mudari going backwards. Mudari comes from the mawdi. If I'm going backwards, mudari comes from the mawdi. Where does the amr come from? The command, if I'm going backwards, yani amr comes from the mudari. So, ijal, we said the amr, the command of wajila yawjalu is ijal. So where did that yeah come from? So let's remember, how do you even get a command verb? You get the command verb, first of all, by getting a mudari' majzoom. A mudari' majzoom. So supposing there were lam here, we'd say lam yawjal or lam tawjal, so that you can get the sukoon. So we're going to get the amr from the mudari majzoom. Al-amru mabniyun ala ma yujzamu bihi al-mudari'. This is the rule. Here's the rule. Al-amru mabniyun ala ma yujzamu bihi al-mudari'. الأمر مبني على ما يجزم به المضارع. That's the rule. The amr, the command verb, the imperative verb, it is built, let's just say, from a mudari' that's majzoom. The command verb is built from a mudari' that is majzoom. So, majzoom means going to have sukun on the end. Lam tawjal. Okay, so we're going to keep that sukun here. We're going to also, we don't want a mudari' verb. So what are we going to do? We're going to remove the mudari' letter. We don't want mudari' letter because we don't want a mudari' verb. So that leaves us with waw, jim, lam. And you cannot start a word with a sukun. That waw has sukun on it. You cannot start a word with a sukun. So then we need to bring, yani, the result's going to be, I'll write it over here on the side. The result's going to be a word that starts with a sukun. And you cannot pronounce that. So then what do? You bring hamzatul wasl. Meaning, bringing hamzatul wasl means you conjure up a vowel. You conjure up a vowel. Okay, what's that vowel going to be? We talk about fi'l amr here, command verb. So that vowel is either going to be a kasra or a dhamma. When will it be a dhamma? It's going to be a dhamma if the middle letter had a dhamma. In this case, the middle letter does not have a dhamma, has fatha. So then it's going to be a kasra. That's the vowel that gets summoned. So then we're going to conjure up or summon a vowel. So it becomes iujal, iujal. Now we have waw with a sukun, and before it there's a kasra. And what is more appropriate to be a letter with a sukun after the kasra? Which soft letter is more appropriate for the kasra with and having a sukun itself? It's going to be the ya. And so this waw then flips into a ya because of the existence of the kasra before it and the existence of the sukun on it. Because of the existence of the kasra before it and the presence of the sukun on it. So it becomes ijal instead of iujal. But we're not done yet. What does he say here? فَإِنِ انضَمَّ مَا قَبْلَهَا عَادَتِ الْوَاوِ. If what is before it, before ijal, if what is before it has a dhamma, then the waw comes back. That's why when I first read this to you right here, the author says, وَالْأَمْرُ مِنْهُ جَلْ وَالْأَمْرُ مِنْهُ جَلْ. Meaning, here's a dhamma before the word. So then this kasra is going to be read as a waw because of the presence of the dhamma before it. That ya is going to be read as a waw because of the presence of the dhamma before it. That's how it's going to be read. Not written, still going to be written with a ya. So you're going to write it with a ya and you're going to pronounce it with a dhamma, with a waw, if there's a dhamma in front of it. So the way to read that with the presence of the ya there is والأمر منه جل. والأمر منه جل. أصله إوجل. قلبت الواو ياء لسكونها وانكسار ما قبلها. The wow was flipped into a ya because of its sukun and the kasra before it. فإن انضم ما قبلها عادت الواو. And if what is before it has a dhamma, then the wow comes back. فتقول يا زيد جل. And so you say what I just read to you. يا زيد جل. You don't say يا زيد جل. تلفظ بالواو وتكتب بالياء. It will be pronounced with a wow, but written with a ya. You keep the ya in writing. Any question here?
Ustad, you said that you would keep the in the the تلفظ بالواو وتكتب بالياء. Could you show that explain that again, please?
Yes.
بفضلك.
Here. You say, yani the author himself said, he said, وَالْأَمْرُ مِنْهُ إِيجَابٌ. That's the statement in the Metin. So how do you read this? You read this, وَالْأَمْرُ مِنْهُ جَلْ, like there's a wow there. As if there's a wow right there. Although you're going to stay writing it with the ya. You're not going to take the ya away. You're going to write it with the ya. But you're going to say it like there's a wow there because of the dhamma in front of it. وَالْأَمْرُ مِنْهُ جَلْ. So this is the meaning of تُلْفَظُ بِالْوَاو. It's pronounced with a wow. وَتُكْتَبُ بِالْيَا. But it's written with a ya. And he gave us another example. He said, يا زيد. يا زيد جل. يا زيد جل. So because of this dhamma here, this ya in pronunciation became a wow. Ya zaydu jal, but in writing it will be still written as a ya. And the reason for pronouncing it with a wow is the presence of the dhamma in front of it. Okay.
Yeah, Ustad,
Yes.
if someone stopped on Ya Zaid and then they want to continue, would they say Ijal or
Yes.
okay.
Yeah, he would say ijal. If he said, Ya Zaid. So he said, Naam, labbaik. Then you say to him, ijal.
Barakallahu fi.
Ameen wa fiq. Then the author says, and this is very straightforward, وَتَثْبُتُ أَيْضًا فِي يَفْرُلُ بِالضَّمِّ. The wow will also stay firm when the mudari is يَفْرُل with a dhamma. كَوَجُهَ يَوْجُهُ. Like وَجُهَ يَوْجُهُ. Keep the wow. وَالْأَمْرُ وَالْأَمْرُ جُهُ. That hamza shouldn't be there. Wal amrujuh. And the command is ujuh. Wal nahyu la tawjuh. And the prohibition would be to say la tawjuh. So right here, there's no anomaly. Everything stayed standard. Let's stop here.